Hi, here I am. We are going to go through twisting and side bending today. The line is purposeful on my back. It's to help you see what does or doesn't move. So that point there is my belly button, the deepest part in my back, and you're trying to sit up beautifully tall and straight, which we'll go through in a sec. Coming up my back around there, that's the base of my shoulder blades, just at the bottom. Well, you're not going to be quite sure what I'm getting up to right now. But where my hand is, that's sort of where my main twisting point is, especially when you're walking, and that's what I want you to think of doing after this little video. So we're tall from the butt to the head. If I'd have been realised, I would have moved my mirror so you'd see a bit. Oh, wait for it. How do we sit? Here's the nice and tall bit. So if I don't lift, you can see my belly just hangs out. I have a tendency to push my ribs forward and to slump. So the slump is not allowed. When the belly goes in, the back doesn't change. It's lifted, it's upright, but you're still able to breathe, right? So you're stacking up your ribs on top of your hips, and you might need to maneuver your bra. You could remove your bra unless you were recording, which I don't think would have been very good. Anyway, so once you're sat back down again, think of how we just did that side profile. If you pop your hands around your ribs where mine are, that's a really good place to kind of sense that you're moving from. And if you look at my line, my whole aim is I'm moving above that little black line. Eagle-eyed instructors, anyone watching this, you'll really see that I don't twist so well to my left. I have a slight shift to my right. So that's a good point for me to note, and possibly why I slipped a disc a few years ago. I'm a little lopsided, as we all are. Now, what you'll see here is how that line is moving, because my hips are moving. And when you're trying to get pure thoracic rotation, which is your upper back, we want the pelvis to stay still. So the hands could be on your hips, as mine are there, and that really tells me that that point doesn't move or wiggle. So I'm going to anchor that down and do my utmost to rotate above my line. The lower back is not designed for much rotation and side bending. It has some, but not too much. So if you really start moving through it, again, that's where we start to get some back issues. And that's a lot of the role of we do in Pilates. So then again, you see that I just shift to my right. I really need to come across to my left when I move that way. I did the movement in the video before was with the arm open. So now you know where to twist from. The next issue with this is that it can be from shoulder blades. So if you check my right shoulder blade where my tattoo is, I have to keep that wide and open and not let it pull to the center. This arm is easier, there's no tattoo yet. See that shoulder blade moving? And I got to keep that out of the way. I do shift that way. And if you're not careful, the hips go, and there's a lot to it. That's why often it's a good idea to have someone watching you and video yourself. Now, side bending, same sort of thing in the hips. I'm thinking that my upper body, my boobs or my collarbones do the side bend. This bra is pretty cool because of that straight back strap. I'm trying to curve that a little bit. And you can see my beautiful face in the mirror looking very intense as I'm videoing. So side bend, that bottom line, I'm lifting up and off that line, not shifting my hips across, hiking my hip, because you'll really see that line go all over the place. Yep, lift, open, lengthen. So this could be another place for your hands. Okay? It's the upper body that does the side bend. Sitting at the desk all day is not good for anybody's body. It's really not. So our aim a lot of the time in some of the movements I choose for Pilates is to undo that desk posture, the upper back being a really, really, really big one. With your side bending, and you'll see a profile side sat very soon, our aim is to stay between two sheets of glass, or if you're a piece of bread in the toaster, you don't want to burn your boobs or burn your bum. In other words, you're not tipping forward or back, you're straight down slot. And there I go. There's the, look, you could move with this strap thing going on. So what can be useful to help is your pillow. You roll it up, put it between your knees, and that can help you to keep your hips still when you're turning. Yeah. So when you're turning one way, you'll be pushing into the pillow with the opposite leg. So we sit again. So if I'm going to twist to my right, my right leg is pressing a little bit into that pillow. You're not trying to squeeze it and kill it, but that little bit of pressure, you'll see my left hand gets a little bit better when I do that, because it's kind of anchoring me a little bit more. I've still got that lifting sensation as best I can. It's a big inhale and open and wide. Your exhale could twist you, or your inhale could twist you. Okay, do try both. Here's that side bend that I was saying about in between in my toaster. So I'm up, I'm lifted. So tendency can be to twist, shift forward, shift back, rotate. So we're really sort of sitting against the wall and trying to slide back and lift in and up through that belly button without changing the shape of your spine, and side bend across. I bet now as you're seeing this, you're trying to read what my words say. So side bend, lift. Hands don't have to be here. This is just so you can see. You can put your hands across your chest, which often stops you from using your arms too much in the movement. And you get a beautiful side stretch. Your arm could go overhead to increase the stretch. Right, but right now I just want you to really get a sense of what's moving. Elegantly putting the pillow, excuse the view of my boobs, elegantly putting the pillow between my knees, up. So now my knees are actually resting on my bed, which helps me to anchor. And those hands around my ribs, that's where I want to twist from. And as my hand indicated, my leg pushes into that pillow. So I'm turning to my left, so it's my left leg pressing in. Belly button area, aiming to stay square. So to mobilize the upper back, the movement comes just above. No, I'm not holding my boobs. I'm lifting up my rib cage so I get more elongation, more decompression, more length, more height. It will help your core go on. Same on that side bend here. I'm anchoring. So if I'm if I'm anchoring and I'm side bending to my left, my other leg, my right leg, is pushing into my bed more. Again, that just helps you really isolate the spot in your body that just gets stiff. I don't want to be doing that rock and roll. So there's nothing wrong with the body becoming into isolation, into integration, so more things moving. But right now, this whole thing was just simply about, isolating the spine.